Now we're even talking about the multinational companies exiting. So of course, these guys are leaving. What are the consequences? So the first one, another very important one,
And the third one is,
but because of their exit, know it or not, some people somewhere may have died from this.
don't you have people around you who are sick?
My
during
pastor
this?
will say that in every disappointment there is a hidden blessing.
Blessing.
So of course there are some positive sides for the ones that have chosen to leave versus the ones that have chosen to go through this trying time with us. And they've attracted investment worth over $2 billion. They blew up and they become established.
This is the time for us to actually,
I was contacted by a business school in the UK.
yes, give away time.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've been able to talk about the reasons why they are leaving, the factors influencing their exit. We'll now move to
The
the
impacts.
consequences. What are the consequences? You know, my physics teacher used to say there's no action
Without
equal reaction, right?
Yes.
So, of course, these guys are leaving. What are the consequences for their exit, their departure from our beloved country, Nigeria? So, the first one would be drug shortages. I think we already talked about this in a way. Drug shortages in that very vital supplies are no longer available. In fact, it's no news that multinational companies are the ones with very innovative solutions or innovative treatment or medications as it were. Okay, so imagine medications like the seretide you talked about.
Yes.
I don't think it even has an alternative as it were. So meanwhile, we have a lot of patients that are dependent on this drug, but because of their exit from the country now, there's a lot of shortage with this product. So automatically, know it or not, some people somewhere may have died from this. It's the sad truth.
True.
It's the sad truth because these are vital, important medications,
True.
right? So drug shortage is a major problem, a big deal when it comes to this exit of multinational companies.
Yeah. And following on the tail of the drug shortage is price increase.
Oh, obvious.
Because when these drugs are not readily available, the few people that have it would want to maximize on the profits. And then the prices are now
But
very
is it even fair?
exorbitant.
Is it even human to do
Sometimes
that?
I really don't understand the idea behind, that profiteering. I want to profiteering in case of scarcity of medication, and then the person that has it now wants to make 200% profit from it. And then I keep asking, these are medications. Don't you have people around you who are sick? Have you not seen people that are dependent on this medication and how difficult it is for them to even go about their daily lives? And then you are making it difficult for them to get the best of the medication. I keep asking that question. Why? So this is, one of the impacts of these multinational companies leaving.
Exiting. And then you even now have to look at the Maslow's theory of needs, right?
Yeah,
Somebody would have, I think the basic one is eat feeding
feeding food.
before you move
You would eat
to
food first before you
physiological
start
need.
talking about
So I
drugs.
can imagine. I can imagine.
You eat food first before you start talking about drugs. I even want to make an example for this price increase. I have someone who was complaining, and this is somebody I know that is way up there. He would be able to afford, you know,
Such
good
medications.
medication, premium
Yeah.
medication.
Yeah.
So he was complaining that he went to buy augmentin, a few months ago, and then in fact he had to drive around before he was able to find. And then the place he got it, they were calling price as high as 45,000 for a pack of augmentin
45,000.
that used
Augmentin
to
used to be like three
sell
five.
about 3, 5, 4, or 5,000 in some cases in some
Yeah.
areas, and then 45,000. That it took him like 5 minutes to understand the
What
price.
was
He
going on?
was shocked. Like, do you
Yeah.
mean 45,000 for one pack, or do you mean the carton?
Did he get it? Did he eventually get it?
No, he did not. He said he ended up not buying it because he was
Oh
wondering,
my.
why does he
Oh
have
my
to? Why
goodness.
would he spend 45,000 to buy augmentin? So he had to look for alternative. But he came back lamenting because even the alternative he got, he wasn't too sure of the efficacy of
Efficacy
the
and
alternative. So he
genuineness.
was talking about it like, he's forced to take something he's not even too sure of the efficacy. Because now it will even set another issue. Some people will be taking those alternatives and then they will start reacting to it. That will cause another health implication.
Yeah, because maybe difference in the
excipients, active
explain,
ingredients. Some
yeah,
of the active ingredients might not actually
may
be
not be
what
exactly what the other one
do you
is.
know what I mean? So
I
you
agree.
see a lot of adverse reactions to medication, which in some cases might even lead to serious, you know,
Medical issues.
medical issues, hospitalization in some cases, and even
True.
death in some cases.
True.
And the third one is job losses. This one I feel is the highest
It's
impact.
cold.
It's the highest impact of the company leaving. So you can imagine a company like GSK that have been here for 51 years. So you will know the number of employees they have, the number of people they've employed over this long period of time, and suddenly those people don't have jobs anymore because this company has gone or has folded. I mean, it begs the psychological effects, the impact it will have on family. So you can imagine a breadwinner who has been working for GSK, for example, earning
Hmm.
a good salary, monthly salary. Of course, the family would be living at least within the medium or sorry, the middle class, earner. And then suddenly they have to live below their means because the breadwinner doesn't have job anymore. Psychological effect it will have on the man, depression and the likes
The
of it.
pressure, and now we're even talking about pharma companies or multinational companies exiting. So it means that there are less jobs to even contend for in the job
Exactly.
market. So
Yes.
that would be really
Worrisome.
unpalatable.
Yeah,
Unpalatable.
it is. It is.
Okay, so now that we've been able to shed light on, why pharma companies are exiting, the
The
consequences,
consequences.
it's important to now talk about some positive sides of this because, um,
There's always an opportunity
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in every
My pastor will
challenges.
say that in every disappointment there is a hidden blessing.
Blessing.
So of course there are some positive side to this exit of multinational companies from Nigeria, and I think one very important one is the fact that there's going to be less pressure on the forex. So what this
Yes.
simply means is, just like I explained earlier, there's a lot of pressure on the forex because people have needs they want to meet. Okay, now these pharma companies, the ones that have chosen to leave versus the ones that have chosen to go through this trying time with us, right? It means more available forex for these guys,
Orange for this
for
guy.
the ones that are staying behind, and more available forex for other businesses. Okay, so it could be seen as an advantage. I know it's contendable because one would ask maybe how much is even available, but then again,
Never.
it's something. It's something. Imagine maybe say these companies that left now, probably they used to require about $500 million in a year. That means $500 million are available for smaller businesses and maybe other remaining businesses in Nigeria. So it can be seen as a positive side for pharma companies leaving Nigeria. Another very important one I must say is the opportunity for local manufacturing.
That I
Is a
think is
no-brainer.
the
Is a
biggest
no-brainer.
opportunity
Yeah.
from this.
Because, you know, like you mentioned, even the person your friend you talked about went for an alternative.
Yes.
Right now we're in the era of alternatives. A lot of people are going for alternatives. They can no longer afford the imported brand of anything now. Many people can no longer afford it. Everybody are
True.
going for alternatives. So if you are a young Nigerian looking to go into manufacturing, or you have an idea to produce something to manufacture, this is the best time to do it. This is the best time to do it because people will come for you. In fact, I read an
True.
article on Premium Times where the NAFDAC DG was declaring that local manufacturing has increased
The
of
increase.
medications, but
Yeah,
has
which is a
increased by
no-brainer
12%, and they've attracted investments worth over $2 billion in this short time.
in this short time.
So you can imagine.
Imagine. Yeah.
And then I'd like to talk about something a senior colleague even shared with me, concerning a local pharma company in Nigeria. Just like with fashion, fashion that has trended in the past,
In the
you
past,
see it
coming back
coming
again.
again. It will, go out of the trend, come back again. Just like the baggy jean is coming back right now
Yes,
again.
yes.
So even with things that happen like the economy, it's a circle too. Because he made me understand that this what we're experiencing now is something they experienced in, I think, around 1986 or thereabout,
Oh,
in the
okay.
1980s, where Nigeria launched what you call the structural adjustment program. Okay, and I think in their time, dollar jumped from about 10 naira to 100 naira then.
Okay.
Okay, and what this meant was that the multinational companies, they had to jack up their prices, right? Their prices went over the roof. And then it so happened that there was a business person at that time that keyed in on the fact that a particular multinational product, was now
Now way
very
out of
expensive. Yeah,
reach
was
for
way out of reach. It
most
became
people.
a very viable alternative, such that people that could no longer afford that, they had to start going for
Using
this
for that
particular
alternative,
pharma
which
company's
is a
product.
smart way.
Very smart move. And guess what? As we speak now, that pharma company is well established in Nigeria. So this is purely because this pharma company decided to key into this opportunity in 1980s, offered an alternative. A lot of people were moving to it. And before you know, they blew up and they become established, such that you can't even talk about the history of pharma manufacturing in Nigeria without
Wow,
talking about this company now in Nigeria.
that's
So
interesting.
it's an opportunity for any new company now, any young people, any new manufacturing. This is the best time to start it.
And I also want to use this platform to encourage or beckon on the government
Oh yeah,
to put policies in place that would support, this local
local
manufacturing
manufacturing.
of drugs, so that people that have the knowledge and people that will want to get into this trade, it will be easier for them. There will be financial support and every other thing that would help them to put this in place, because this is the time for us to actually boost our local production, especially in drug manufacturing, so that it can help to improve our healthcare system and in turn improve the economy.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a good one. It's a good one. So viewers, what other reasons do you think multinational companies are leaving Nigeria? Kindly let us know in the comment section.
And also, what strategies do you think companies can adopt in situations like this? We just shared with you that this is something that has happened before, it's happening again. There's likelihood that it's going to happen in the future again. And I believe it's something that probably may happen in the future because just a few days before we shot this video, I was contacted by a business school in the UK.
Okay.
Some students that were doing their project and they're already looking at plans, they're already making plans, trying to develop thesis on how to maneuver this kind of difficult terrain because it's something they believe that could happen. So also let us in the comment section, approaches you think companies should adapt, multinational companies can adapt to be able to better maneuver, difficult terrains like this whenever it arises again, maybe in the future.
Also, mention a potential business you believe can thrive in this current economy.
Yeah, businesses you believe that, maybe at this point in time would be the best to go into. And finally, I think it's important we do this journey.
Yes, I think
So
so.
for the company I talked about while we're concluding, the company I mentioned that got established in the 80s because of a situation like this that happened back then. Can you guess what company this is in the comment section? And we'll definitely be giving out the prize to the first 10 persons that get it correct.
Yes, it's giveaway time. For the first 10 persons that will be able to guess right,
Yeah.
we'll have a little token for you. So don't forget to like
Share.
and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
See you soon.